Hello and good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever this is being viewed. Sam Tolbert, Sound of Joy Music Services. And we're back with the continuing series we're doing on the Nashville Number system as it relates to gospel music. Now, as a actual disclaimer, I am not a aficionado of the number system. I was never trained, taught, instructed. I have watched other videos of people explaining it and giving their theory behind it. I'm doing my own research using reference tools, computerized reference tools to take me to the summarization of it. Am I a number systems user? Yes and no. And I'm going to be able to demonstrate that. I find that when I give a lot of information detailed, it will clash with the understandings of those who are aficionados of the number system and how they interpret music that they hear without physical sheet music in front of them. I was a physical sheet music person as an instrumentalist, and when I learned my understanding of notes and chords, it was off of sheet music and off of bass chords. So I'm going to give you, without doing a whole lot of talking, theory wise, the actual application of it. Let's go to a page that I use when I am instructing online musicians asking for, oh, one of my lights just went out on me, asking for me to help them teach them songs. I believe I'm on that page right now. So you will see my method. And I want to show how I'm going to apply the number system to my method. Let's go to that page. All right. So here's a page that I keep. It's an actual running page of chords and melodies with. Let me bring me up a little bit more here. Two songs. Here I actually teach the basics, chord names, depending upon what key you're in. If you look at where I have it highlighted, for the first one, A flat scale and chords, this is so people can hear the traditional chords they will hear in gospel music. I should be able to highlight this. Right. So A flat corresponds with, and you should be able to hear this. Let me see. Uh, okay, you don't hear that. I have to turn on my on this page. I don't have audio turned on. It should be. Why is it not? Let me give me a chance to install an audio input, and that'll give me my piano. Let's assign it. There you go. Perfect. Now you can hear. So, as you can see, I have assigned. I I I believe in scales and applying chords to a scale from a educational standpoint. How will you know what chord to use in these scales if you don't know the scales first? So the highest note, left to right, the lowest note is C. Your next note would be E flat. Your next note would be A flat. And let me highlight that so that I can. There we go. A flat, first inversion. Now, those who are learned in music will say, no, you should teach them A flat root. The A flat should be, and because I can type on this, the A flat should be the leading note. A flat, C, E flat. Let me just put that in parentheses. And that would be correct. If I were teaching a person, I want to highlight this so that I can talk to it because it's all important, I feel, in the number system. There we go. Trying to see how I can change the size of this. I'm not in a program I should have been using, but this is where I got my stuff at. So let's just space this out. If I were teaching piano 101, then you would learn that the correct chords, root chord, is the A flat, the C, and the E flat. But if I'm teaching a musician to get comfortable playing for voices in a choir, then the A flat would be the soprano note, E flat would be the alto note, and the C would be the tenor note. Same chord, just position. Root, first position, second position. So my understanding in looking at the number system is using the approach that this would be, because I can make these changes on here. Let me see, how did I want to apply this? In the number system, let's go Roman numerals. This would be the 1. Let me put parentheses there. I am creating this as I'm actually going. And let's put an emphasis here. That would be the 1. We'll just separate that right now. That would be the 1. So, but also, this right here is also the 1. Inverted. All right, somehow things changed here. Hold on. There we go. That should be there. Gotta pay attention to what's happening on my screen. So what I missed, if I missed this, you weren't looking at, you missed this. Somehow my stream changed. My screen changed. In the number system, what I just highlighted, that C, E flat, A flat is a 1 in a gospel setting with singers, but in a traditional piano setting, the A flat, C, E flat would be considered the 1. Both of these are the 1. Okay, that's step 1. So if I were to say, okay, you're going to be playing the 1 in this chord, the question will be next, which inversion? This inversion or that inversion? That's going to come later. If we go down to the next set, using the Nashville system, the B flat that I have here should be the 2, the second note in the scale. So we're just going to leave that as it is, but we're going to assign it the 2. Now I'm speaking Nashville number system. That 2 is a 7th chord, E flat, E flat, G, and a B flat. So anytime a number is called in the 2 in this setting, you're going to play the assigned chord, which is a E flat 7th. Let me go back. Let's go here. Oh, I didn't turn on my chordy app. Now this idea came to me early this morning when I woke up. And I said I need to talk to it in this sense to give an understanding as how I phrase thoughts in playing. So in the key of A flat chordy app, right? We've done the first A flat, we gave it this chord, Somebody calls it an A flat over C, but the correct term would be right here. Now, for the next chord, normally it would have been the B minor. But from a gospel standpoint, I gave it an E flat 7th. That's the D flat, E flat, G, and the B flat at the top. For me, this is gospel chording, not the Nashville chording, but the gospel chording. Because you need to be able to hear what you're hearing in the songs. When a songwriter in gospel is writing a song, they're thinking, what is the tone I want those chords to be when they're singing? Now, nobody's going to sing this as 4-part harmony. They'll sing this, and this will be the 4-part harmony, the 3-part harmony: tenor, the D flat, the G, and the B flat. Scales, assigning a chord. Scales, assigning a chord. Scale, assign a chord. Every note is assigned a chord. Let's go to the next one. Change my page. And we're going to go down to, bring that back up. We're going to assign the 3rd chord. This, again, this is my interpreting the Nashville number system. The 3. But do bring this up. There we go. Get some little space. Now, in the Nashville system, that should be a minor chord. Let me put on my headphones so I can hear it. There we go. It should be a C minor. But in the gospel sense, let me just switch my screen back. In the Nashville chord system, it should be a C minor. But in the gospel sense, I give it back to the 1. Now, you can see where that can become confusing. And I can see how that can be confusing if I'm giving chord examples to a musician that was trained in the Nashville number system. He's going to say, how can a 1 chord be in place of the 3rd note? Bum, bum, bum. It's about tone placement. Do I want a minor there? No. Because I may do a song where I want to use the 3rd note, and that's the chord I want, not chords and tone placement does make a difference. But for the sake of changing my interpretation of gospel chords as it relates to learning songs, I'll keep that 3 there, and I'll give it a parenthesis of could be the 3, or it could be the 1 in the usage of the numbers of the Nashville system. All right, let's go to the next. I don't know why this is changing on me, because I'm not doing it. Maybe my mouse pointer is dropping over. That's probably what it is. Okay. So now we're on our way to the 4. Let's give some space here. Do, 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 do. 4. Yes, confusing. So now we've assigned our 4th chord, which happens to be, in this case, an F, A flat, and a D flat, in a D flat in the actual gospel sense. This is how I'm associating 1, 2, 3, 4. If I were going in the Nashville system, 1, 2, 3, 4, their chords would be here. Now, D flat chord. So we both align in that sense. I went F, A flat, D flat. So the fourth chord is always going to be, they call it what? Perfect fourth, I think it is. Yeah, perfect fourth away from that note. Whatever the scale is. Now, for the fifth note, which in the Nashville system would be a perfect fifth or an E flat. But in my system, which is choir voicing, let's go back to my page here. No, not you. There you go. My fifth let's change the size. Let's scroll that out. My fifth is going to be, that's not right. Should have been an A flat there, not a straight A. Okay. That's why this is so good. I corrected. It's now going to be an A flat or the 1 in the Nashville system. Oh, Joshua, thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Unexpected and always appreciated. It's going to be the A flat or the 1. Now we're going to get a practical use of the combination of both of these coming up. So Nashville has that's their 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why is this not staying here? My approach is inverted. 3, 4. I'm not going to go to the E flat, but I am going to the A. Because we've already had an E flat at the 5. Their system, my system, because I want to hear so now we're at the 5, Nashville, and which also could be the 1, could be the 5, could be the 1, depending upon where you want to place the chord in the context of a song. And we're going to cover a song with this system. The 6, let's type that in. And I believe that we are in sync with what the 6th note should be. A flat, D flat. Now there's a C there, and that's incorrect. That should be an F. Shows you how much I pay attention when I'm putting stuff together. Sixth chord. Now we're in conjunction. No, actually they want an F minor there. But from a gospel sense, not the Nashville number system, but from a gospel sense, as I have heard chords played over all of my years, I put the D inversion of the D flat. Let me just show that. Go back to my work screen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, my scale is at the top, not at the bottom. That's where we are now. Go back to this screen, move it up a little bit. To the 7th chord we go. Now, in the Nashville system, a 7th chord is a diminished chord. In the approach I use from a gospel standpoint, because I wanted to help to train the ear of the musician learning to hear the natural chords in a harmonic melody. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In the 7th chord, I give it a B flat, D flat, no diminished, but I believe E flat 7th. Let's go back to our chordy app, because that is my tone. E flat 7th. In the Nashville system, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're kind of there. It's given a diminished chord, but if you add this, it becomes a 7th chord. If you invert this G to here, there's my chord. So we're in the same family. I just added an extra member. That's the Nashville system. This is, to me, the gospel system. And then we add octave or back to the 1 where we started. In this case, we will give it the 1. Why do you keep changing that scene? There we go. And we're back to the octave where we started. We're in the Nashville system. They still wind up back at the beginning. So I am looking at combining the Nashville system into the system that I've used for the last 5 decades, because I was, again, never trained in the Nashville system. So let's take a song that I have trained someone to learn in a very quick way. Oh, give thanks. Now, this is the system I use. Left hand, right hand. Left hand is usually bass. Right hand is the chord. Under the chord, we're going to assign the Nashville Number system. Let's go to my chordy app and change it back to the key of C. So as you're looking at this, I'm sure everyone that has been playing anything, any praise songs, the early praise songs, learn the old give thanks. If you look at how I have it chorded out, I gave it lyric, and I gave you left hand and the right hand chords. Now the lyrics, I did not assign lyric names to it, but I could have. And I'm going to show you how that is. Key of C, first of all. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's give this note number. Okay. And let's highlight that. Let's give it let's give it that. Note number give this lyrics. Let's put a semicolon there. We'll give this chords. I don't want that bold. Go back to normal, please. Right. Okay. Put that back. Not too small. Okay, that's where it was. No, it won't let me do this. Why? Oh, because it wants to do the whole heading as that. Okay, we'll put that as a bold. Just want to show a difference. I may have to do a different software when I'm doing this. So note number, yeah, that's gonna affect what I want to do there too. Okay, we'll do it capitals. Note number, and we're going to put a legend up here so that we'll know why I'm doing it like this. Again, I am improvising on the use of number system. So let's go with a legend. C is 1, D is D is 2, E is 3, F is 4, G is 5, A is 6, B is 7, and if we're going to continue this, we're going to go C is, and I'm going to use a alphabet designation, O, I'm going to use this uppercase O, octave 8. And what I can do now is I can make this bigger. So that's our legend for this song. For the, when did that change over? For the learning musician, C is 1, D is 2, E is 3, F is 4, G is 5, A is 6, B is 7, and C is octave 8. So now when we go back down to now that we have our legend in place, let's clean this up. Let's bring this a little closer. And we go to our lyrics, and I'm going to dot this out to give it space. Oh, give thanks unto, 2 words, the Lord. We're going to assign numbers. So we know it's going to start on the 3rd note, so that will be 3, let me bring this down 1, 3, 4, 5. That one dot's not nope, it's been 3, 5, 6. 3, 5, 6. Back to the 3. Again, this number thing is 6, 3, 2, 5, 3, 2, 5, 3, 3, 5, 6, 3, 2, 5, 3, 3, 2. I do better with notes. 2, 2, 2, 2. I wish I knew why this software keeps making that change on me. I'm not requesting it. 3, 2. Come on. That's a 2. Now I know I didn't touch that. It's doing it on its own. 3, 2. Dot, 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 dot. 5. 3. 3, 2, 5, 3, 5, 3, 5, 3. There we go. And this is a series, so this is not all going to be explained in just one setting, but I did feel to come live to try to marry my learning of the number system into what I've been doing all these years. So let's clear this out here. So what do we have? We have our legend, which is the scale of C, giving each note an assigned number. Now we just use that system to assign lyrics a number for the melody. 3, 5, 6, 3, 2, 5, 3. Oh, give thanks unto the Lord. So now let's go to the number system. That's what's coming next. And we'll go with this Nash SYS. Get that in there. Because we're going to need another legend. Let's just move that out so we get the space in that. Okay. So the next legend we're going to have is the chord system. Who's in the 1? The 1 is going to be the root. C, E, G. In the 2, I'll put a dash there to separate them. It's going to be the D minor. D, F, A. Dash. In the 3, another minor. E minor. E, G, B. Dash. In the 4, a major. F, A, C. In the 6th, if this software don't stop doing this on me, in the 6th, we're going to do a minor, A, C, D. In the 7th, we're going to put in a diminished, B, D, F. And we're going to stop right there. So that is our legend for chords in the Nashville number system. And we're going to call it the bass chords. We won't say it's all the intricate chords that will be coming. So that's our Nashville chord system there. Now we can change the screen. Thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 5. The 5 is missing. Can't leave the 5 out. That's an important chord. Dash 5. G, B, D, right? G, B, D. There we go. Dash. And we left out a dash here. Okay. Now we're back to, we'll start down here. So we've got them all labeled out. Forgot to change my heading right there. There we go. Nashville system. So now we have our melody scripted out. We have our melody scripted out, and we have our Nashville chord legend. Now we look at both. We learn, first of all, the first part, the 3, 5, 6, 3, 2, 5, 3. We look at the lyrics and we see, okay, those are the lyrics assigned to our legend of the scale, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da, and octave 8, which is the last one. Now we apply the Nashville system, and we look at the Nashville chords, the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5, the 6, the major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, 7th. What chord do we assign to the 3? Do we assign the 3 chord? Because that's the chord. Do we assign the 3? We could. But that sounds minor, doesn't it? That sounds tension. If we assign the 3 chord to the 3 note. And again, I'm not going to fight the system, but I want to be able to talk in my term to it. I know what I hear, what chord I would assign to it. But if this was all I had to pick from, if you told me these are the only chords you can pick from, could be done. My ear says, and after hearing the song played, if you've never heard this song played before and you just assigned a chord to each of the note numbers, you would go, oh, I love the way this song sounds, until you heard a different approach to it, which is why you must learn all the chords. This is a family. That family is never going to change, but you can add to that family. You can add a sub member. If that's the family here, you can add, anytime you add another note, sounds like a little bit tension there, but it sounds pretty in the sense of how you're going to play it. But let's not rush this. You're going to see how much fun we're going to have. Just this one verse. Let's assign. Okay. That's our first note. So let's assign the 1. Let's assign the Nashville 1. We'll assign the Nashville 1 to the 3. It's not a 1, that's an exclamation point. There we go. So we're assigning the Nashville 1. Okay, that sounds better. Better than the 3, but we're going to do the 1. Oh, give. How long do we hold the 1? Because the next note is oh, give. Do we assign the 5 chord in the Nashville system, which is the G? No, that doesn't sound right. I wish this would stop jumping on me. So we're going to look at how the tone sounds. Dun, dun. Gee, that's part of a C major chord, which is our 1. So let's hold the 1 there for the first 2 notes. Oh, give. Make sure my screen didn't change on me. It's still there. Oh, give will be assigned the Nashville 1. Now we're coming to thanks, which is a 6. Do we assign the 6 chord, the Nashville 6, which is the minor? Do we go oh, give, and then assign a 6 to the 6th note? Yeah, that sounds too minor. So let's pick from the chords we have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. What fits with that? Oh, give. Oh, the 4 sounds a lot more happier, cleaner. So let's assign the Nashville 4. Again, following the real basic system. So now we've got our first oh, give thanks. And we'll go to the next one, unto. Do we do the Nashville 3 here? Oh, give thanks. We're at the 6th note. Now we go back to the 3. Do we assign the Nashville 3? We could do that. So let's assign the Nashville 3 to the second use of the 3rd note tone in the scale. We're going to assign the Nashville 3, which is E, G, B, a minor. 3. Do we keep, now that we're at the 2, do we assign the Nashville 2? Let's move some space here. There we go. If this is your legend, the Nashville numbers, you've got to assign which one best suits where the melody line is going. So we're at the 2. That's a minor tone if we assign the Nashville 2 to the lyric 2. Let's pick another one. Nope, not the 1, not the 2. Could use the 3. Gee, the 4 sounds good. Oh, but the 5 sounds even better. So we have a choice between the 4, which gives us basically a, okay, I want to call that chord out because it's not fair. The more truer tone sounds like the 5, the Nashville 5. So let's assign the Nashville 5 So now we got oh, give 1, 4, 5. Now we're to the 6. Well, we're up to the 5. Well, since we've already done a 5 on the 2, keep the 5 there. So we continue. And now we're coming to the last note. Now we're not going to assign the Nashville 3. We're going to resolve. Now, yes, we could use the Nashville 3. Or we could use the Nashville 1. That kind of resolves everything. All depending upon where the next note's going to be. We could use the Nashville 6. But let's go to the Nashville 1. That's not me making those changes. That is my system making those changes. Okay, let's get me out of the way. There we go. So using the Nashville system and trying to get a good understanding as how I could apply it to what I currently do now, I've put the lyric notes into the number system. You need the lyrics in place so that you know how long you want to hold that note. And then I assigned from our legend of Nashville chords, which are I assigned Nashville system chords to numbered notes using lyrics as a guide as to what lyric tone do I want at that word. So, can this be applied to every key? Yes. In this style. Now, as I say, this is the first in this series. I'm evolving this with you. You're seeing me put this together using my concept already that I have in place. I changed what I had there. Again, it's not a problem. I can always put back anything I have in place. The concept I always used was if you know the melody, which is great. If you don't, hum it or sing it to yourself. And I'll just scroll down to show the concept that I was using. I gave this person that took this course from me chords for the melody, which, make sure the screen didn't change, which would have been, let me see, how did I put it? Bass on the right hand, on the left hand. So I would have had, oh, give thanks unto the Lord. I'm just looking at how I got it. I changed so much stuff, it threw off how I had everything in place. Oh, give thanks unto the Lord, for he is good. Yes, he is good. That is the approach I use, hoping that whoever was, that they already knew the melody and they could just sing along with it to be able to associate the chords. Melody on top. Oh, give thanks unto the Lord, for he is good. Yes, he is good. Most times you will hear me say in my videos, I'm going to give you, get that right, I'm going to give you block chords. This is what I mean by block chords. Oh, give thanks unto the Lord, for he is good. Yes, he is good. That's the approach I use. If I'm not given the melody, again, never being formally taught by a piano player, I had to develop a way to disseminate what my ears can hear, find those notes on a keyboard, learn them exactly the way I hear it, and then add all the intricate stuff. The number system is an excellent way to get the musician inside the door of music. But they have to know that this scale exists, that each note has a number assigned to it. And if you're doing the Nashville system, know that these three notes constitute the sound of the Nashville number system. And when you're going to apply the Nashville system, now we didn't get that far, but you're seeing I'm applying the Nashville system numbers, and they fit. They do. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Clifton. Some may think I'm talking against the Nashville system, and I'm not. I've played outside of the Nashville system for so long. When I hear people reference it, I look to see, okay, when you say on the 4, play this chord, yet you don't say what that chord is, then I have to stop and say, okay, how do I know that's the chord that's best suited for in the Nashville system? If we go back to what I have up here, and I look at how I've got it assigned, that gets me through that song every time I want to play it or somebody's playing it. Thousands of songs, hundreds of thousands of songs have been written on this system, and it only evolved when the style of the musician changed. Another musician showed up and says, "Well, gee, I want to do this chord. Oh, give thanks unto the Lord, for He is good. Yes, He is." Now we're outside of these Nashville chords, and that is the arena. Go back to here. I always cheat when I do that. That is the arena that I play in. Oh, give thanks unto the Lord, for He is good. Yes, He is good. Now, I've gone outside. I'm still in the system. Where's my bass? The 1, 4, 5, 1, 6, 2, 2, 5, 1. I'm in the Nashville system, but I'm cooking with a different set of seasoning. I'm not here. I'm here. Still in the Nashville system, but hey, I added a B. Oh, give thanks. I'm still in the system. Why? Here's the Nashville system, but I'm cooking with a whole different set of seasoning. Cooking with a whole set of new seasoning. The Lord. Go contemporary. Look at that note I'm putting on the 3. Now, when I hear musicians say, "Oh, on the 3, do this chord," I'm like, ho, wait. If you're in the Nashville system, where is that chord written in the Nashville system? It's not. It is the interpretation of the musician who sat down to a piano, who worked out chords in other keys and applied it to the 3. That's what I try to embellish upon the the viewers and those who I teach, it says learn the basic first. Yes, learn these, and then learn all the other associated chords that come with it, because that helps you to add the seasoning that you hear the professionals do. What is this chord? Chord app, help me. Altogether, it's an E flat 7 with a minor 9. But that's not in the Nashville system. It is not. It is what is added on later to help color or to add flavoring or coloring to the song. Transitions or leading tones. For he is good. Well, gee, that's not in the Nashville system. This is, though, if you take all these chords off. Should be a D something, right? This is a D seventh, because of the lowest note determines the name of the chord. And of course, 1, 2, if that's a D, if that chord is in D, you have access to it. All things come of thee. Oh, sure. I've played that song for decades. What key would you, Clint? What key would you want that in? That makes a difference. Usually it's done in F, and I'll use the Nashville system to do that, to talk to that. Let's change Chordy app to key of F. Nashville system, the key of F. That's your scale. This is the Nashville chord system in the key of F. Where's your melody? 1, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. All things come of thee, O Lord, and of thy own have we given thee. In the scale, da 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 da. Let's assign a Nashville chord, the 1. Let's go down to the 7 and to the 2. And of thine, let's go to the 4, which is the natural. Have we? Now we're going to change the chord here. No, to a C. No, we're going to stay there. That's out. And that's the top perfect 4th. The using the Nashville system. All things come of thee, O diminished, the minor, and of thine, the 4. Okay, the 2, the 1, the 5, the 4. Or an inversion, because again, you're free to do inversion in the Nashville system. The. Now, that will get you through that song. 1, 7. That's our 5, 6 minor. All things come of thee, oh Now 6. And of thine, the 4. But we're going to invert it. And 2. Back to the 1. To the 4. Back to the 1. Now that's the Nashville system summarized. Once you've write it out, you can build on that. My version would have been bass, chord, walk down. We're still in the 6. 7th on the 4, on the 5, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, drop down to the B flat. This is all the coloring. 4, and put a minor on the 4. Resolve at the 1. That is how I would, in my thought process, approach teaching that. Nashville system gets you in the door. If you pulled out real quick, somebody say, hey, get on the organ and play this song. The Nashville system can get you in the door of the melody, provided you understand where the melody is going. How many notes are in the melody? Now that you know how many notes there are, how many chords do you need? You need a 1, you need a 2, you need a 7th. What did I say, a 7th? There's a 7, and you need a 6 to support that melody. There's your 7, there's your 6. 4, your 2. Go back to your 1, to your 4. If you want to add a 7th note, if you've, again, increased your chord knowledge, you know the 7 is right there. Nice colored tone. And back to, for the 7th, to lead you to the 4. To the 4. Flat the 7th. Right, G flat, B flat. All of these are all the coloring of chords you will learn as you continue. But I'm again building my understanding of the use of the Nashville system so that I can see, can I incorporate a talking point versus off the top of my head. So yes, I'm about learning all the time. For those who may question my approach, hey, why would you do that? Why would you show somebody this? Because I'm talking to what the information that I've been able to gather. These chords are chords I've played my entire life in a practice sense, but I never put them into practice because they were to get me comfortable forming fingers. If I can't form my fingers, how can I play a chord I can't form correctly? Finding different approaches to the chords, training my ears to hear the changes. You want to get a church happy, give them a -6 on the 4. Nashville will not teach you that. But learning the chording chords in every key, and then the application of them. How would you like to apply these chords? Amen. I heard that in my head, and I had to find it musically and tone-wise where it's found. But those are the type of chords that the Nashville system won't teach you. But they'll get you started, which I think is a great thing to get you started in a proper way. But it's the next step, and there's always a next step. And every time that you see me do something different, it's to show you that these are the advanced steps that you want to get to. Yes, understand this system and build from there. Something's wrong. There it is. See, when I played it wrong, my ear said wrong note. What note is wrong? But in my system, it would have been I teach opposite or inverted. They're here. Nashville is here. I'm up here. Nashville goes here. I go here because that's the gospel sound. Nashville and I agree here. I go here. Nashville goes. Bum, 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 bum. They go here. I go here. So I'm in the Nashville family, chord-wise. I'm just not a charter member. I go in and out. I use it when it suits where I want to go musically, but I don't stay there forever. You should not be staying in this system unless you're writing a song based on this system. If you're a songwriter and these are the chords that you know best, then use them. As I say, hundreds of thousands of songs was written in the Nashville system. I just haven't written one in that system because my prowess for wanting to go outside of the system says, I don't want to do this. I want to do this. Now, if I want to do that, I know that I can go back in the family because I'm always welcome into that family, the Nashville family of chords. But sometimes I want to go contemporary. Knowing that I'll always be welcomed back. So for your edification, Clifton, let me give you these chords. All things come. This is where if you're going to do it in F, of where your congregation vocals will be, because nobody sings harmony unless you've got a good singing, musically infused audience. All things, all things, all things, things come of thee. Walk it down. Oh, I have to put the 4 there. Oh, to the minor 6. Lord. Hold there. And go to the 7th of thine to the B flat 4. Home. Give it the gospel walk up. Have we to the F on the C bass, on the 4 bass. Right, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right. Give with a gospel, soprano, alto, tenor. If you want to put that C in there, you can. Fill it up. And then drop your thumb down. Now you can go just straight from here, from the 4 to the 1. Or you can do the gospel turnaround, or the gospel amen. A little bit of a jazz there. Men. Do that every Sunday, and you'll have the congregation leaping after the offertory is taken. All right. I've talked enough. Have I been here an hour yet? Yes, I've been here an hour. So, the Nashville system. Let me go back to my page, which Has that right up. The Nashville system. Line 4. The chords can be then easily communicated and played referring to their numerical values rather than their names. I've always felt that every chord has to have a name associated with it so that you can know what can I add to that chord or what can I take away from that chord so that a new tone or a new sound, move my camera, could be associated with it. Now there's a talk, number 3, the chords are then transposed to different keys by using the assigned numerical variables. For example, if a song is written in the key of C, the chords will be labeled within the numbers 1, 4, and 5. As I showed you, there in the key of C, every note number in the key of C has a chord associated with it. So this is where I'm going to have to get my more theory into me. But if the song is transposed to the key of G, the same chords could be labeled in the numbers 3, 6, and 7. Yes, if you go to the key of G, then those same chords that you formed by hand in C have a different note name in the key of G, which, again, that's the theory that is assigned. I'm not going to argue with it because it works for all 100,000 plus songwriters out there. I would get confused. I would say if I'm in the key of G, then I'm going to use the chord names associated in the key of G. Right? There it is. And I won't worry about the chord name in the key of G, unless, of course, in the song, the song is going to have elements of the G chords in it, and that's a whole new animal where you're writing a song in C, but in the midst of the song you go into a G chord. Then yes, you're going to change the names in the C structure. G chords used in the structure of C. Again, that's that part of nomenclature, what they call nomenclature, that I did not get. As a growing musician, I listened to how someone else played it. I emulated that exact notes they use, and then what my cousin would say, I flipped it. Where they went here, I went here. Put the 9 and put that there, because it sounded different. And I think, oh yes, point 2. The chords are then labeled with the lowercase m for minor, an uppercase M for major, or an O for diminished. And I didn't go that far because you hear me play those minor, diminished, and chords in my playing because my ears have been trained to find a path using this chord, as I did in the example for Clifton, the all things come of thee. I could have stayed, all things come of thee. Oh, here's the minor. Now I use a 7th, but you could just go, and of thine own, just go straight. Stay in the natural chord. Have he given thee, not, move my camera, not out of the realm of okay to use. All things come of thee, O Lord. Now, if I'm following the Nashville system, that's my 1, that's my 7. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8. So the 7th chord again won't fit there. Oh, a C chord sounds better, even though it's the note is a designated 7 in the Nashville system. If the 7th chord don't sound good there, you can assign another note to it. So you're going to assign the 4, 5 to the 6. No. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. 5. Now you're assigning the six, right? The six, right? Inverted. And 1, 4. Now you're on the 4, but you're now going to assign the 2 because that's the sound that's going to support the melody. If we give melody up here, your chords, inverted chords. What does it say? There are so many facets to music, and all of them should be examined and added to your approach on your learning. There is no wrong way when you are in the beginning stages or your infancy stage in learning music. We sometimes, myself and I watch other content creators, are trying so quickly to get you at our level where we speak gibberish in chord names and in instructions to you that we leave you, I believe, scratching your head and you reviewing the back and forth, squinting your eyes to figure out what is he doing, what is he saying. It makes me now stop in my approach and say, gee, if I don't know the level of the viewer who is asking me to do a song that I've got to spend 20 minutes understanding the chords and then breaking it down into a, as a mother would, at least in the old days, they would chew the meat before they give it to the baby so the baby wouldn't choke on it. I've got to tailor my approach because I don't want to choke you as a musician because all it will bring you is frustration. The kind of frustration I had as a young musician when the more seasoned and skilled musicians refused to talk to me about music. When you're a youngster in music and you've got to thrive for, gee, how did you do that? And the older musicians of my day, they may be different now, but of my day, when I was a young 13, 14-year-old, hearing a musician play during the service, watching the enthusiasm of the audience as they played, after service, run up there to him while they're still on the organ, doodling around in front of their friends and doodling. Sir, excuse me, how did you do that? And they would immediately stop playing and when they're on the organ, on the draw bar, start closing all the draw bars down so I couldn't see their settings. And did I feel hurt? No. But I did feel like, oh, you can't see what I do. And if you want this, ask God to give it to you. I took that in a sense of, okay, thank you, sir. And I moved out of the way, but I let my ears retain what I hear. So if I heard this, and I'm like, okay, how did he do that? Because he didn't show me what notes he was hitting or what fingering he was using. It wasn't until I began to practice again scales and I began to hear. Oh. Oh, that's all he's doing. Something as simple as that, a musician refused to let me see what he was doing and how he was using it in the context of his playing. But once I learned it, I promised myself first, and then I promised the Lord that I would not hide anything I've learned. If I ever get to the point where I'm accomplished and I can learn something and share with someone, this is before we've had this age where you could see this. Some may not acknowledge it, but back in the AOL days, I was one of the first to put an overhead camera over his keyboard and show how you play chords. Now, a lot of musicians may not want to acknowledge that. That's okay. I know they watched me and they're still watching me today. That's okay. I'm pushing them in their teaching to Give an understanding of where the younger musicians are now that find themselves thrust into the position of supporting a church. Give them the tools. This is a tool. Along with this, along with this, along with this, along with this. These are all tools. Let them know correct fingering matters. Scales matter. The Nashville system matters. The gospel system matters. The contemporary system matters, because all of that has got to be meshed together when they're sitting in a service and somebody starts singing a song, and they need to know which tool am I going to use. Am I going to use the Nashville system? I surrender all. I surrender all to thee, my blessed Savior. I surrender all. That's the Nashville system with a song that uses the scales. Then as you grow as a musician, you'll be able to hear. Because you hear these chords. I surrender all to thee, my blessed Savior. All these chords are not in the Nashville system, but they are an offshoot of it. I surrender. Where is Nashville here? But what am I adding? All the associated chords in the scale. The, all. Little jazz tone there, and resolve. That is the purpose for Sound of Joy in these airwaves, as they say. Not to show off, but to show what you can do when you apply the basics of whatever teaching you're going to get. Nobody can do it all. I do just my part as a retired church musician. I no longer serve churches. I'm retired. I'm in that stage of life that says every day I have in front of me is lesser than the days I have behind me. So I must leave something of the days behind me to those who have more time in their life in front of me. Pardon me. Thank you all for watching Sound of Joy Music Services. And in my talking to the Nashville system, no, I am not done. As again, you only saw me break down a snippet, as they say, a snippet of what I'm looking at doing in this system, and giving an understanding and a different approach to it. Because all those chords that you just saw me play are not here. Let me just change this. I'm going to have to upgrade this to stop changing on me while I'm using it. There we go. That's just a small approach, beginner 101 or 100 in my merging of the Nashville system into the system that I use. The system I use does use melody based on the chords. Does use melody, lead, chord, follow. The Nashville system uses chord first and then support the melody with the Nashville chords. Nashville chords has these again, but I didn't give you the extra note, which is adding another family member, a seventh. That seventh changes and gives another flavoring to help you get to another chord. A diminished adds another flavoring to help you get to another chord. Every time you add a new note, you add another flavoring which helps you get to another chord. So I may look at it, no, I didn't finish this, for he is worthy. Can I do that real quick? I've been here now over an hour. I should do that using the Nashville system. All right, let's do that. For he is worthy. Let's see, my chords are there. I took my chords off on the other one. So let's take off my chords again because we want to do the Nashville system. So you're gone. And let's see, we used notes, right? So let's copy this. And we're going to paste that here. And here we got our lyrics. Let's paste that there. Space that over. We got to make space for the Nashville system. Paste that there. Let's remove my chords because we want to be able to give my approach were I teaching for a beginning student the Nashville system as I would approach the understanding of it. Again, using the chart that we have. Oh, I left off notes, didn't I? Oh, there you go. Notes are up there. Okay. So we'll do our notes first. Let's bring this out a little bit so we have space. For he is. Bum, bum, bum. That's a C. Nope, not a C. A number. 1. 4 is that right? Why do I keep getting a 1? There we go. For he is 3. Let's give a little space there. Sorry about that. I'll move my camera. For he is a 5 because I know the scales. 5. For he is. Oh, I'm thinking of another song. Thinking of the wrong song. To the Lord. 4 D. 2. 4 he. C is 1. He is 3. Good. 2. Here's where it's going to get confusing because we're going to go below the 1 in the scale numbers. For he is good. 2. Yes, which is a 1. 1. 2. Da 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 da. 3, 2, 1. 7. Of course, that's a B. 2, 1. Now, why is it a 7? Because it's the note scale is dipping below the 1, which is our first note in the octave. Again, that's just where it could come confusing. 1. Alrighty. So, for he is good, yes, 7 B E 2 1. So that is the note numbers using our legend up top. So we're going to have to add a disclaimer. We're going to have to add a B, which is a 7. And we're going to come down here and put quotations around it to reference this 7 is in conjunction with the 7 in our scale, which is a B below the C. C major is our major scale, but we are going below that, octave below. So, for he is good, yes, our 7. Oh, that's what he wants, 7, 2, 1. Okay, let's line that up. Alrighty, move that over to the Nashville system. Let's see what we're going to use. For he. Do I want to diminish? So what sounds better? 4 assign a 5 in the Nashville system, which is a G. So we're going to assign in the Nashville system a 5, which is the G. Quote 5. Sorry about that. I'm trying to keep myself on the screen. And still my software jumps to there. I don't have to delete this software and reinstall it. So we're going to assign a 5 here. 4, and for the 1 we're going to assign not a 1 but a 6 chord in the Nashville system. A 6 because it's a minor. For he is, we'll keep the 6 there. And good. We have many chords we could assign there. 5. For he is. We'll go with the Nashville minor 2. Could do a major there, but we're going to stay with the Nashville system. Nashville 2. Keep the, for you good, yes, we'll keep the 2 there. And we'll assign a 5. Yes, he is. And we'll end on the Nashville 1. Yeah, I'm going to have to reinstall this software. It's jumping on me and it shouldn't be. I'm not even on. It's not even highlighted. It shouldn't be a memory problem. I did delete some stuff. Okay, so now we've got it completed. Or do we? For he is good. Yes, he is good. Did I mess up? For he is worthy. Worthy. Yep, I messed up. For he is worthy. See, I was deleting so fast. Ah, yeah, there it is right there. Okay, we're going to do this real quick so I can talk to this system. Copy this. I missed a whole thing because I changed how I was looking at it. I want you to be able to have this so you can see how I'm talking to in my understanding in approaching the Nashville system for doing gospel music. So this should be the second phrase. For he is worthy, worthy. For he is good. Yes, he is good. Okay, you can use both for that. It will repeat. So let's get this in here real quick. Let's get our note. Copy. Erase through and place note there. And yes, you could use this concept yourself for learning a song. The note number based upon the scale of the song that you're in. If you have lyrics, the actual lyrics are as assigned to the notes in the scale, and then using the Nashville chords, before you begin to add your own, use the Nashville chords as your base for chording. Okay, and then the last line is the Nashville line. Nashville system. Copy, paste. All right, notes. That's why I was being thrown off. My head was hearing "for he is worthy," and I started putting in those notes. Then I looked at the words. No, that's not correct. So 1, because I know what they are. 1, 3, 5, dun, 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 6, 5, dun, basic, bum bum bum, 4, bum 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 bum, 3. See if I got it right. Did we change? Yep, sure did. Well, if I don't keep my eye on this, this is what it's going to do on me. I'm working on "for he is worthy." For he, 1, 3, 5, 6, 5, 4, 3. And then the next one, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 7. Dun, dun. Yep, that's correct. Now we're in place. Are we still keeping the right window? Okay, the window's right there. So we add now, apply our Nashville numbers. 4 is a, under the Nashville numbers, it's going to be a 1. Yeah, I'm watching you change on me. That's me fighting my software. Can I lock it on this? No, I can't. I just got to keep an eye on it. I know what I should do. I should assign it this page, but I have that page assigned for something else. Okay. Nashville 1, 4. Can hold right there. For he is, hold the number 1 under the Nashville system. 5, right, we're in the 6th chord. For he is, Yep, no, it's a 4. Even though the note is a 6, the chord reference will be the 4, which is the F chord in the C major scale. 4. Right, here we go. And the 5 will now become another 1. Stop that. I'm trying to teach a lesson here, and you're doing this on me. There we go. 1. And we'll go with for he is worthy. We'll go with a 5, which is a basic chord. So again, you could change it. They're interchangeable. The 2 and the 5. For he is worthy. You know what? I could put the 2 there. We'll give it some distinction. We'll put the 2, Nashville 2 on worthy. Hey. I'm not sure what's affecting this, causing this thing to jump. I'm not touching it. Worthy. On the 4, we'll put the 5. I'm watching my OBS to see where it don't change. The G, the. one there. Nashville 1. Ta-dum. Nashville 1. Wow. Thank you. So, we have our for he is worthy, worthy. For he is good, yes, he is good. Repeat. For he is worthy, worthy. For he is good, yes, he is good. So that's the entire song, Nashville System. Of course, there are some nuances that can be added. Some notes, some of the Nashville chords from our legend of chords up top can be substituted. Again, the minute you add a fourth chord, you change the family. You add a new member into the family of the Nashville chords, changes the tones which are being used, and it adds to the actual flavoring of this song. But as I say, endeavoring to get my understanding of the Nashville system, I realize there are a lot of great musicians out there who were trained in the Nashville system. I was not trained by any great musician. All my trainers were the albums and the sheet music I had placed in front of me to decipher the chording that person played. And then I just, using my ears and my hearing and my ability to have relative tone, I can hear bum, 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 bum. I can hear that. Or bum, 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 bum. I know it's down there. I was going to go higher. So I'll know if I add a B flat, bum, A flat, bum, bum, G, because I can hear I can hear a chord before I play it. How can I help get one musician out there to the point where I can explain how I'm able to hear notes and play them in my head before I play them on the piano? That is the approach that I want to use the Nashville system as a guide for me. Again, I don't use that in my playing. It is a bedrock of my playing. I'll have that chord in my playing, but I'll use the inversions of it. That's what's coming, the Nashville system. Because if you invert this, now you're at where I am. Not here as your root note, but I'll change my root note up top. It's just octaves. But I will put the whole chord in. And I should show that just to demonstrate what I'm talking about. Where the Nashville starts here, I start here as my root chord from a gospel side. But we're both together. We're in the same family. I'm just on a different row. And I'm able to hear every note that is in this family. So when I want to add a chord, look at all the space I have to add another family member. Here's another family member, a little bit outside of this. He's not in this family, a cousin. But he helps me get to here. If I want to get jazzy, more family members. Wow, you guys are really, cousins from outside. You're not in this family, but you help get me here. The whole concept of gospel music is it borrows from everybody. It doesn't like rules. I think I've kind of said this before. Gospel music, you tell gospel music, okay, those are the rules. You can't play anything outside of that. Gospel music says, okay, hey, didn't I tell you you can't go outside of the... Gospel music says, you're right. Hey, didn't I tell you you cannot go outside of the rules? Please stop. And gospel music says, all right. Finally, Nashville system says, okay, I can't do nothing with you. Go do what you want. And gospel music says, thank you. I'm trying to tell you, I don't abide by rules. And then you have that split. Oh, you're worldly, you're not godly, you playing wicked devil music because you're doing this chord. That chord is not in the rules. So I use this chord to go into your rules. I use this chord to go into your rules. I use this chord to go into your rules. Here's your rules. Outside of your rules, and I'm back into your rules. So yes, gospel music goes outside, inside, out, in, then it goes crazy. Because gospel music says, if you give me a note, I'm going to use it. If you place it in the keyboard, if you place it anywhere within these 13 notes, I'm going to use it. Why? Because I feel like it. And that's what songwriters do. They use it because they feel like using it. That may clash, yes, but to some people's ears, that's horrible. He said, well, it's there. I can use it. Yeah, but that sounds horrible. You're right, it does. Let me add something to it. Now it doesn't sound so bad when you give it another note. The minute you add another note to what you think is clashing, it changes the rules. And that's what gospel music does, in my interpretation, because I've had to learn from I learned from people who in real time would play like that. And I would go, gee, what are they doing? So I'm going, okay, that's nice for that song that you're playing. Let me sit down. Get away from me. You think you know so much. No, I know how to apply what I know. So what I'm trying to encourage musicians is that this is so much fun when you know that you have more than this to pull from. But get the bottom. This is your base. Everything that you should do and everything you see me do, even though I did not learn it this way, I learned from those who did learn it that way and morphed it into how they compose their songs. So I learned every song I learned from an album, I play it like the person, if though I was in the studio or if though I was sitting with the composer, hearing every note that they placed around a particular lick or particular run. If I was doing "Oh Lord, how excellent is thy name" in the key of E flat, If he's doing that, I had to learn that. How do I get my hands to be able to do that? Ah, which fingering do I use? I have you practice scales for one reason. Well, several reasons. To hear the notes, to get your fingering down so you can do this. If you hear somebody do that. So if you go to Oh Lord, dun, dun, that's why I have you practicing scales. So that when you hear that song and somebody or someone says, hey, we want to do this song, and I want you to sound like the guy on the piano, because it opens up with a guy playing piano, playing a mean piano. I want you to be able to have the tools by just practicing octave scales without stopping. So you can go and know the placement of notes when you're practicing. Now, is that Nashville? No. But Nashville is the base for all things musical, and it does apply to gospel. I want to thank those that have spent some time with me here in the morning. I seem to be having long streams now, but this is what I'm going to be doing as I communicate the joy that comes with learning music. Thank you, Joshua, for supporting, and thank you, Grizzly, for supporting. I do appreciate it. It does go a long way in helping me to increase my system here. I don't know what's going on with my software. As I say, I do want to upgrade from OBS. It's a good start, just like learning the Nashville system. It's a great place to start. I still haven't taken advantage of all the features of it, but if it's going to be switching screens on me mid live stream, I've never seen that happen. So I may have to just, but I do have the latest version, which probably has bugs in it. So I just have to report back to them. Hey, has anybody experienced OBS switching screens on you without even being in the program, being outside the program? Again, it might be a Mac M1 thing. Again, this whole computer world is just that. It's a whole new world. Oh, welcome, Gold Star. Thank you. And this music world, for those of us who were not formally trained, and I always keep stressing that point every now and then, interjected in my communication. No musician sat down with me to tell me this is how you do this, which is why the number system was a foreign term. I've heard of it. I always associated it with jazz musicians playing together so they'll know the path of the song they're going to be doing. Hey, Larry, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. As I say, no formal musician sat me down and says, this is a 1, this is a 2, this is a 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a 7. This is a major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished. No musician sat down ever and showed me that. Wasn't until I invested in myself, which is to go out. If you saw the amount of chord books I have in here, and every time I looked in the chord book and I said, oh, that's that chord I hear in my head, but I didn't know how to find the notes. And look at the notes. They're in the scale. All of a sudden, a whole new thought process opened to me. Play the scale. How many chords can you find That's chord I can find. That chord I can find. This chord, this chord, this chord, this chord, and it goes to here. Okay, I can do inversions. Oh, but then because I play for a church and I'm teaching choir parts, this became my top, not down here or octave. Seventh chords, sixth chords, right? Six, major six. There we go. A seventh chord, and now my ears began to open up to the possibilities of, can I learn this song? Wait a minute, I've never heard that chord. Wow. How did he get that chord in the song? And that's how he did that change. And he put that there when I began to learn the contemporary chords. And this is back in the 70s when the Hawkins came out. Let me see. Be grateful. There we go. Where did he get that chord from? Wow. Where did that chord come from? So my ears had to be attuned to where's the lowest note, where's the highest note, what are the chords in between. There's the chord they're using. Or, they just went from a. They're walking up the scale. There's that tritone, which I didn't know what it was called until I got a book and somebody educated me what a tritone chord is. Was a B bass and how it leads you to the next chord. What a wonderful thing music is when it is able to be disseminated from its roots, which is the Nashville system, and then you hear musicians, especially gospel ones and jazz ones, change the rules to accomplish what they want to do musically. One of the concepts that was in my talk about practicing was you should listen to other genres of music to get the flavor of what those songs are doing, and then you can apply what you've listened to what you currently know to help in your growth. I hope today that I was able to share in my diatribe and my using my breakdown concept of how I would disseminate the use of the number system, the Nashville. I gotta keep make that point, the Nashville number system, because when I did my where was it at? Oh, that's tips to playing the piano better. What happened to the Nashville number system? I had a write up there for the Nashville number system. All right, you're not gonna show it to me. Anyway, when I did my research on a summary of just what is the Nashville number system, and it gave me the writ to, and you will find that in the actual description. What you see in my description for this live is the writ or the write up that I was able to extract from Chat GTP about the Nashville number system, which is why I went about it this way, from if I was being taught it from a professional teacher. It's built on the scale, which is the, and you're assigning each note with this being the root: one, two, major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished, and then it recycles and starts back up. Not eight, but one again. What I didn't cover was, but I did cover my version of it, where I don't start at the root, I start with the inversions, which to me is the gospel sound. That is the approach that I developed, minus not understanding or being taught the Nashville system. Now, would I have evolved into what I'm currently doing now? I don't know. I can't answer that. I don't know. I know that what I do now makes it possible for me to learn any gospel infused song, and any song that basically comes out that has what they call the four chords, which are based on the Nashville system. The chords that you're hearing in today's praise songs, 100% based on the Nashville system. 1, 4, excuse me, 1, the 6, the 4, and the 5. I couldn't understand why is everyone basing their chords off of the number system. And I'm saying, why? But then I listened to a lot of songs, I won't say a lot, hundreds at least, that are using that system, and I'm going, well, gee, they're getting a good response for those chords, but it's what they're building around those chords. Again, when you switch into a different mode for those chords and where they're being used, they're in a 1, 6, 4, 5, and they will stay in there. But the lyrics and the melody help to define where those chords are. So again, who am I to buck against the rules? But if I was doing something gospel, I would. I would. And you would enjoy it also. I'd be in there taking my gospel feel. Oh, okay, we're in the 1. We're going to the 4, or to the 6, to the 4, to the 5, the 6. I switch and go to the 2 to get to the 5. Walk up from the 6, 7, and end on a natural E. A. There it is. Natural 6, not the minor 6. That's the approach I would use, but still respecting any songwriter's song and follow their path. But if I was writing it, I would change it up. Why? Because that's what gospel does. We don't like rules. I don't want to miss anybody. Blown away in one session, I have completely torn down fences. It's amazing. Gold star. I've been teaching myself piano keyboard for the past 4 years. My growth has been great, but it seems now learning and mastering songs has increased my rhythmic timing, voicing, and recall. Um, yeah. It's all about, what is it? Trying different genres of music. Because I came up in high school band as an instrumentalist, I was introduced to classical. I was introduced to Caribbean. I was introduced to um, big band sound, and of course marching band sound. So I got the oompa, oompa, oom. So in my head, I can hear the oompa sound and put notes to it because that's the training in which I come from. You know, chords oompa 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 oompa. So I can rhythmically hear that in my head. But if you go gospel, ah, kind of mess that up. But in my head, I can double time it and add a little jazz to it. That's a little bit fast, but yeah, I can hear rhythmically whatever I want to do. And I love it when I do double time and keep it in time. That is the joy that I get, that I can basically do whatever comes to my head. And if I hear somebody else do something, I got to slow it down in my head. Gee, what is he doing? And he ends there. So I can decipher what I call deconstruct what I hear musically based upon how much music is around it. Now, if it's an orchestral thing where I'm listening to an orchestra, let's pull up my orchestra. And I'm listening to a quartet of strings. There we go, quartet. I like small ensemble. I have to picture quartet, high, middle, bass. Missing a note. There we go. So now I got a picture. It's 4 instruments playing. Now I can't. That's hard to do that stretch. So I would break it up. If I was doing the Nashville, it's all about understanding the numbers, understanding if you're doing a string section that is not a piano, that means you've got to have some movement. So yes, if I had to write a theme music for a movie, I would pull up my where are they? I have my almighty string section. Nashville system, A flat, 7 1 3 6 4 2 plus, or I'm an E flat 4, or C 5, a D flat 5. I would think like an orchestra. Melody is on top, I say, by your strings, and the rest are supporting that with movement. This music thing can be discouraging for a lot of young musicians if they're only shown one way to approach it. But when you open your ears and your concept to that there's more than one style of music, and adapt or practice some of it, don't have to practice all of it. Am I a concert musician? Do I attend concerts? No, but I do use YouTube to watch concerts and just hear the movement of the music. I listen to movie themes to hear what are they putting in that theme music. I enjoyed the Star Trek theme. See if I can still remember that one. Oh, F. There we go. Trying to remember it. But I used to hear that Star Trek theme in my as a child, and I would be captivated by how the chords and the melody of that goes. So I fumbled it there because I never really took the time to play it, but my mind retained what how emotionally that theme of that old school Star Trek music sounded. If I had to go back and build the chords to it, I would just listen to it and I would probably find the chords within a scale. It is in the key of F now. Part of the wrong note, but as you can see now, it becomes a lot easier to find it because now I know it's in the key of F and it's using a jazz or a number system scale. As I say, it's a good base. The number system is a good base for starting your musical journey, but it is not the only base. It is not the end all to learning every song, but it is the base in which the platform in which you begin to learn a song. Of course, you're going to find chords in there that you may not like. Well, go outside the rules, add a seventh where if there's a minor, add a major where there's a minor. If it's a minor chord, add a major. All of a sudden, wow, that sounds a lot cleaner for where I want to wind up on the four. I was also introduced to music through playing trombone and brass. Man, yeah, I started on the trombone and I hated it. Because let me see if I can remember the fingering. Bum 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 bum. Well, that's going back a long time. Bum bum bum. All the way out. To get the octave. Yeah, I started on trombone. Didn't like it. They switched me to French horn. I loved it. And they even presented me with a French horn when I left junior high school. I still have it. Every now and then I pull it out on the stream. I'm not going to go get it now, but I still have my French horn from 1967. I don't play it though, but I still have it. It's my trophy because I was the only French horn player, the only person who could master the French horn in junior high, and they gave it to me when I graduated. So there, I love. You put something musical in my hand and teach me and train me the correct way to play it, I will give it my best. I was introduced to music through playing trombone in brass bands, waltz, marching bands, and choirs. Being from New Orleans, jazz second line, Indian chants, Zydeco created an incredible palette. Okay, yeah, you got me lost there with the Z word. But yes, the more music that you are introduced to in your youth, then it stays with you if you adapt it as part of your, I want to say spirit, but uh, you place it somewhere in your head where when you hear something new, you just add it next to it. You don't replace it. I think a lot of the music that I'm listening today, people are looking to, automatically, the younger generation wants to change the older music to something new by adding a reharmed chord. The problem is they change everything to the same reharmed chord. So if they reharmed Greatest Our Faithfulness with a chord, they'll reharm Pass Me Not with the same chord. Yeah. Reharmonization. I got to stop saying reharm because in my mind I'm going, you're harming something that's nothing wrong with it. Just add to it. Don't take away from it and give it something different because then it becomes unrecognizable to those of us that know what it should sound like. Which is why I have so many videos on my YouTube channel in my past of traditional hymns and how I played them, not from the hymnal book, but from the approach of what I actually demonstrate. Keep the melody current, but add little subtle chords to help enhance the actual learning, the actual listening to it. And sometimes I do when I'm in a Pentecostal mode, I'll say, begin to intermix a lot of jazz chords and a lot of jazz influences to help build, you know, enthusiasm and excitement around the chording. I'm going to, what's it, 12:20 now? Gee, another 2 hours? Yeah, another 2 hours. On for 3 hours yesterday. I was surprised that I was able to keep a 3 hour stream going. Let me thank those of you again who are here. Joshua, thank you for your gift. It's greatly appreciated. Clifton, I hope that if you want to communicate with me, I have a chord book I'd like to share with you. It's a musician's reference book that I put together um, back in 2011. A lot of what I talk to, I have in that book, and it's an actual PDF book. You don't have to pay for it. I gave it away for free for years, and I still don't. I still give it away for free. So I'm leaving my email address in the chat for you to email me so I can send that to you. It'll give you a reference chart in the rear of every chord I play and every chord I don't play. That was my reference to help me add to my chord palette, so much so that I don't even go back to it anymore. I'll talk to it, but I never go back to it because I got the chords I need for what I'm doing. So make sure I spelled this correctly, and there we go. So for Clifton, I know you wanted me to send you a PDF of All Things Come of Thee. If you send me an email, I will send you my chord book and I will script out chords in the key of F of All Things Come of Thee. As you see me, I talk to the Nashville system. I'm going to give you my system, which I call it the gospel version of quoting a hymn, which will greatly help you in not just that song, but in any other song, because you will see the format that I use, which is melody, lyrics, and then gospel infused, which is with jazz and classical chords that you can put around a known melody that you're going to be playing all the time. And then in time, you'll change it as you learn more chords. Um, I think I did give you a walkthrough, but I can do another video walkthrough, which will stay on this page. I'm not going to take this stream down. We're still in the key of F, so I will give you what you would see in written form. Let me just adjust my camera. So key of F, all things. Well, let's get out of that mode. Go back to piano. This is a lesson just for Clifton Hurdle, who wanted to get some chords for all things come of thee, O Lord, and of thine own, as we have we given thee. Offertory doxology. That's your scale, your melody. O Lord, and of thine own have we given thee. So those are all the notes you have right there, those 4, which makes it easy. Find your chord, that's your melody, chords underneath. Put your bass underneath that. All things come of thee. I'm giving you this chord. Which is the classical chord. Once you look at the fingering, the melody's at the top. Oh Lord, right into the 6, which is the minor, and a F7 of thine own, B flat. We're going to go to a G minor, which is the gospel walk up. Minor, 7th, a 6, give, and you can roll on that bass. Go with a C7, melody at the top, V, and drop this down. Just give you this one to let that roll down. Dun, dun, dun. To a 4. Give it the gospel turn on the E flat. There we go. And men. And let it just hold on that chord. Don't give it anything else. Let the people hear themselves singing that. And trust me, you will become great in the eyes of those who heard you play a different way. And perhaps there'll be a little something extra in your envelope that Sunday. Let's hope so. Welcome, Micah. I'm getting ready to close. Sorry that I jumped on real quick. As I say, I'm one of those guys that can be dreaming what he wants to do the next morning and wake up and said, jump on it, don't let it go. So when I woke up this morning, my mind went to the Nashville system, and I said, gee, I got to get the second version of it out because it sounded so technical, where it's better to give examples of it. And then as you watched, I developed my example at the very time I was thinking it up. This is what, where is it? Scene. Oh, see, where was that? I was looking for that. Product demo, that's where it's at? Nope. Shorts, that's where it's at. Oh, okay. This is what came up in my mind as to how I would approach the Nashville Number system in teaching the song Oh Give Thanks. To actually create, first of all, a reference. Notes, scales by using the number system, and the Nashville chords using their number system for chords. So it's the number system for melody, the number system for chords, and then matching up from the Nashville number system what chord best supports the number system for the melody. Giving the lyrics so that you know that this lyric note is being assigned this Nashville chord. In the straight Nashville system, this we have no sevenths in there, no diminished, no augments, no thirteenths. That all comes, as they say, gets added to the stew down the road. But this gets you, as a new musician, as a learning musician, a base in which to anchor everything you're going to learn after this. I know when I do a viewer request, I'm not going to do this in a viewer request. I would hope that the musician who's asking for a viewer request already knows this and has took the time to practice this. And I don't have to say or tell them the key of C is the note underneath the two blacks. No, that's not what I do. You go somewhere else to learn that. I'm like, we're doing a C, but we're doing the inversion of the C. And we're doing the first inversion and the second inversion of a C, and then I continue on. I will show you with the chordy app that I'm talking about the second inversion, root, first, and second. And on the second, you want to add that seventh. Well, how is that a seven? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, seventh. Major seventh is the B because that's the major. That's just a seventh. Cousin. That's in the family. That's outside the family. How do they sound together? They sound horrible there. But if you put it with another family, it sounds great. But you can't put it in this family because it sounds horrible. Somebody's got to go take away that major seventh, and now it sounds good. Those are all the terminologies that's coming after you get set in knowing the family of the Nashville system. Then you can add in the other relative chords and the dominants and the subdominants and the major ninths and all those good terminologies that goes with putting a chord like this together. C7 sus2. That's coming. But after you've learned this, as you can see, one finger, left hand. You got to learn that too, how to be able to use all your fingers on both hands to accomplish what you want to do. That's coming. That's the beauty of what's coming. This is where you're starting, but you're going to enjoy as you begin to build on the basics, as they say. What is it they used to tell us in the old days? The comments, you can't run until you learn how to crawl. Or you can't walk until you learn how to crawl before you start running. Some musicians want to start running before they learn how to crawl. You're going to wind up falling down and hurt yourself musically. And your spirit is going to go down because you're trying to do something that you're not built up yet to do. And I will include the other great teaching sites here on the internet. I do visit them. I do visit Sean Wilson. I do visit Pretty Simple Music because they're teaching me things that I didn't learn. I do visit Emmanuel Blanco. Trying to think all the sites that I am subscribed to, because when they post their interpretations of how they present gospel music in a learning atmosphere, I'm learning something that approach I didn't use. So now I can take from that, oh, I know that, but I never thought of using that turn in that chord that you got from this other guy's video. I include that into my palette to say, okay, so if I want to sound like this on that turn, gee, that's what they did there. Great, thank you. We all have something, all of us that are here using social media and using the internet as our extended teaching platform. Some do charge. I don't. That's why I'm appreciative when others share with me in this platform. I don't charge purposely because not that I'm a rich person, but I believe in giving first, and then if there's anything to receive later, I'll get it in the end, not while in the actual process. Other sites have their method of how they're training because they put in the time and they invested in themselves and they need a return on that. I worked hard. I put in my time as an employee of the IBM Corporation, so I'm getting a pension and Social Security. And I've put away some retirement funds. So I have enough that I can eat well and be warm, put gas in my car, and do the repairs. If things ever got bad and you see me charging, it's because I'm spending it on upgrading equipment, upgrading a camera. This one it gets trouble sometimes. Upgrading my computer system. As long as it holds in it, I can work with it. Upgraded my lighting, upgraded my microphone. This is a new microphone that I'm speaking from. So that's where your gifts to this channel help me to do those type of upgrades to keep giving um, tangible information, fact based, which is what I'm doing a lot more now by using the Chat GPT uh, phenomena. I find that it is awesome in helping me to create fact based knowledge about teaching and instructing in music. And those who feel to share with me, I do post my PayPal link and my Cash App if you feel led to. You're not required to, but I post it there so that you can have the option to do that. So I do again want to thank Grizzly for sharing with me and for Joshua for sharing with me. It won't be spent on Wendy's. I'll put it like that, but I will put it to where it goes. And as I look to do some more upgrading of my system, you are contributing towards that. Also, I do have Patreon. I don't speak about it much. I do have a post uh, in my post area. I have a Patreon page where, as a member, you can join for $5 a month, and in there you get access to my MIDI files of songs I've done in the past and any future ones I do. You can request for song breakdowns of specific songs that I can't do here on YouTube because I actually play the actual video of the song. You get one free consultation session, which I normally charge for because they say time is money, and it is. But you get a free one where I can assess where you are musically, and you get suggestions as where I hear you can grow, and then I can tailor specific lessons for you. This is all for $5 a month, which you can end at any time. What else did I put in there? And some other goodies that I may just throw in. I'm like, if I see something on the internet that I can't share in the YouTube setting, I can put it there, and it'll be an added support to you for supporting me. And of course, you can communicate with me directly anytime you want because it does have its own message set up where you can post a message in it. And I think I have 3 people who have signed up for it already. And I've been providing stuff. In fact, that's what I need to be doing over the next couple of days, putting some more stuff in there for February for those who are supporting me through Patreon. So again, it's not a uh, you're not obligated to do that. It is if you just want to find a way to continuously support what I'm doing and helping me grow this channel. Of course, liking the video, as they say, sharing it, leaving your comments, that pushes me up in the YouTube algorithm, that lets more people view what I'm doing, not against the other guys, but up on the same level as where they are. And of course, the advertisers say, hey, he's got a lot more views. We'll throw some more coin monthly to him. That also helps, and I appreciate that. I'm going to bring this live to its conclusion. I feel my throat starting to say, stop it. You did this yesterday for 3 hours. You got to stop this now. If you hear my voice, it's getting a little bit raspy, but I do appreciate those of you. Gold Star, thank you for leaving your comments. Larry's Music, thank you for your great comments, your gracious comments. I meant gracious, not great. As you can see, I'm getting older now, tired. Clifton, send me an email, and I will send you what I have. Joshua always coming in and sharing with me financially. I do appreciate that. Those who are watching this channel, I do appreciate you watching the replay because I'm getting ready to close it down. I usually end with a song all of my lives, and I'm going to do that too, just to show my appreciation for you coming in. Uh, what song would I want? We're still in Black History Month. Black History Month. So what song? Do I pick a spiritual? What key, of course, would I want to go to? Let's go to the key of G flat. Wade in the water. We're in G flat, but G flat has tones that are found in E flat minor. To the minor.